Hello, Lovelace Colloquium 2022, and my name's Amanda Clare, and I'm going to give you a short introduction to how to get the most out of employer stands here at Lovelace and any careers fairs. So here at Lovelace, the employers have virtual stands rather than actual tables with freebies on, but hopefully it's the same principle and you can chat to them just the same and get a good feel for them just the same. So the employers at the Lovelace Colloquium are lovely people. They represent various companies, and these companies have sponsored the conference. So they make it possible for us to run the conference, and they also give the prize money and the money that buys you lunch and runs the socials. And they send their people here, and their people each have a channel for each company, and they have people here hanging out in these channels on the conference Discord server waiting for you all to chat to them. And so this is about how you can go about chatting to them and why should you chat to them. And it's not just because they're lovely people. So the employers they're representing their companies and they have jobs to offer. And they'll be graduate jobs, but some will also have industrial year placements and summer placements for you to try out what it's like working at their company. And specifically, they're here at the Lovelace Colloquium because they're looking to hire people like you. So they're going to places where they think they're going to hire good people, and the Lovelace Colloquium is one of those places. So they actually would like you to apply to them. What you can do is get prepared. If you're watching this talk before the conference, then you're already on a winner. You can check out their websites in advance. So at Lovelace 2022, we have all of these companies. We have Ocado Technologies, NMI, the UK Intelligence Services, Amazon, JP Morgan, the CDT's Doctoral Training Centre. So if you're interested in a PhD, that's the Oxford AIM CDT. There's STFC, Airbus, and Digital FDI and Moonpig. So check them all out and find out what is it they do and what kinds of jobs might they have on offer on their careers websites. And then when you drop into their channels, so there'll be text channels, you can interact with them. And interacting with employers feels a bit scary, but if you've got questions planned, it's less scary. So really, all of these employers are there just because they want to chat to you, and they're hoping that you'll come and chat to them. So I'm giving some example questions you might go and chat. And you might ask these to all of the employers because you just want to learn about everybody. So here's some examples. How did you get started in the field? So if there's Mary hanging out in Company X channel, you can ask Mary, how did you get started? What is it that attracted you to work in this area? You could ask them, what made you choose to work for this specific company? You could ask them, what kind of background is really useful for someone applying to work at your company? You could ask them, what does a typical day look like? If I was to work for your company as a software engineer or as a web developer, what would I be doing? What would my normal day look like? You could ask them what skills are important. So what skills are important to your company? What are you really looking for? What technologies are you currently using? What technologies are you wanting to use in the future? You could find out what training opportunities. If you were a new recruit, if you got offered the job, how would they train you? What options, what opportunities would you have? Here's some more questions. What do you find most rewarding about working at your job or working at this specific company? So you're trying to open up a conversation and find what is it that's exciting about what you do. What salary would a new person start with? You can ask about salaries. How would it progress? Nowadays, after the COVID incident, there's a lot more flexibility in some companies as well. So you could ask them about flexibility too. What flexibility is there in work hours or where you work? Can you work online some days of the week? Is there a specific dress code? If you've looked at their websites in advance, or if you know something about the companies, you might ask them about specifics. So I see on your website you've got jobs listed that specify the need for X and Y. Would you consider Z instead? So I can see on your website you're looking for C++ programmers. Would you consider Java instead? Would you consider C# instead? Would you be able to train me if I've got good C coding? So, you're trying to find out what is it they're really looking for, and does it match up with what you have to offer? Could you tell me more about how you use something that they've got excited about on their website or job adverts? Maybe they use relational databases, or maybe they use non-relational databases, and you want to find out more about why they use such a technology. And of course, what kinds of placements are they offering? What kinds of positions are they offering? Do you offer summer placements, industrial placements? Do you offer those kinds of graduate positions that allow you to go around different parts of the company and check out different working environments in the first year? So you might be thinking, well, at the moment I don't want a job. Maybe you've already got a job offer. Maybe you're going for a PhD instead, or maybe you're just not ready for it yet. Maybe you're first year and you're thinking, I'm not ready for this yet. Or you might be thinking, I'm not going to ask that company because I don't think I like that company, or I'm not interested in what that company do. You'd be surprised. Sometimes I've walked past a company at a careers fair and then gone back later and asked them stuff, and then found out I didn't know anything about them in the end. It was just my opinion without actually asking them. So it is well worth asking companies what they really do and what they're really interested in, because you might be surprised at what you learn anyway. And then the second thing is, it cannot necessarily just be for you that you're chatting to them. You could be gaining names of people working there, email addresses, business cards if you're going to a careers fair in person. It's all good networking for the future. That might be for your future jobs, because nobody has a job for life anymore. And also for your friends, the colleagues you work with now. You might be collaborators in the future, not necessarily employed by them. You might be working with them on some shared piece of work. So it's all useful to chat. The more people you can talk to and learn about what do you do, how do you do it, what are you using, the more useful it is in your future career. Afterwards, you might follow up with an email. You might ask questions that you didn't ask at the time, that you've only just thought of, or you saw somebody else asking another employer and you wished you'd asked that. You might just follow up with an email to thank them for chatting to you if they chatted to you. You might thank them for sponsoring a conference you enjoyed. If you liked Lovelace, then thank them for sponsoring Lovelace so that they come back and sponsor it again next year. Afterwards, go and check out their website. After they've told you something about themselves, you can go and find out more about it on their websites. Check out the deadlines too of the jobs that they have on offer. And if you've learned about what they're really looking for, you can then go ahead with looking at how you can gain that additional expertise or additional skills, additional activities that train you up to have what the employers were looking for, or evidence. So it might be that you're great at this and that, but you want now to put that in some way visible so that can be evidenced on your CV, so that when you do apply to them, it's obvious that you've got what they were looking for. Okay, so I hope I've given you something to start with. So feel free to just wander through the employer's channels and just ask them some questions and start up that conversation. You're not committing yourself to anything. You're not committing yourself to applying to a job with them. You're just finding out more about what they do. So don't feel too worried about it. Go and ask. That's it. Thanks.